Welcome to Pavinars, webinars for the pavement community. Today we'll briefly talk about entrained air voids for durable concrete as covered in NCHRP Report 961. The main point or objective of NCHRP Report 961 was to bridge the lab and field experience when it comes to concrete pavements. Specifically, they were exploring the concept that lab results do not always reflect the observed field performance of concrete pavements, especially when thinking about the air void system within concrete pavements and the freeze-thaw resistance of concrete pavements. So their key question was, what are the characteristics of the entrained air void system required for freeze-thaw durability? And they looked at two different questions. First, they looked at the minimum requirements for air void parameters in concrete pavements. And then second, they looked to modify AASHTO test methods in order to better capture these field performance linkages to lab results. So moving forward, the research team proposed minimum requirements for air void parameters. The minimum air content for fresh concrete was 5%. The minimum air content for hard concrete was 4.2%. The minimum spacing factor of the air voids were 0.011 inches, and the minimum specific surface of the air voids were 475 per inch. They recommended some modifications to AASHTO T161 test methods, and that included the drying period prior to testing. It also introduced freezing fluid to a one-dimensional capillary suction. It recommended a 12-hour freeze-thaw cycle, and then finally they recommended to evaluate performance across a range of anti-icer chemicals. So you can see they achieved their two objectives of minimum requirements for air void parameters and then modifications to AASHTO T161. One caveat they did emphasize in the report was that it was very hard to find a proper hardened air void system that was the sole factor for any sort of distress in a concrete pavement. And this is pretty common looking across any distresses on any pavements. It's very difficult to isolate just one thing, one reason that a pavement has a distress. And they found that this was also the case when relating air voids to pavement performance. So if you're interested in learning more, I encourage you to take a look at NCHRP Report 961. It's titled Entrained Air Void Systems for Durable Highway Concrete. And if you Google that title, you'll be able to download for free the entire report. Thank you for joining us.